Welcome to SEO conspiracy.com.
Wow, I need to make a
Cigarette?
like a DJ mix of
Yeah. Oh, taking me back to my roots. I cannot remember the name of the group that did that really racy album where they had the Gregorian chants mixed in with women moaning.
NWA. No.
Oh, I can't remember, but it was Gregorian chant, and then you also got people speaking and moaning and breathing heavily as though they were having sex.
Well, there's a couple of French songs like that. I can give you the links, but I seem to remember also, something in English along the lines. But anyway, your sexiness in the introduction of SEO conspiracy is,
it needs to become legendary.
No, but there's nobody comes even close out of the entire universe of YouTubing or podcasting or content creation.
Except maybe on OnlyFans.
Even what's called like ACMR thing. ACM. You know when they talk like this and they stand up.
Oh, ASMR.
ASMR, yeah. Even those guys don't do introductions like this. So yeah, it needs to become a meme. We need to GIF, no sound. We need to loop that. We need to boomerang that on Instagram. Okay. Anyway, we are here to talk about a very serious topic. It's not a joke. It actually pisses me off a lot, and I think you're the same. I had enough. It's a big lie. It's one of the biggest lies in the industry, which is selling customer satisfaction versus really delivering results. So how do you get trapped into let's pretend you are that SEO agency that sells this kind of usually it's the cheap one.
SEO one. Yeah. Well, there are different kinds, aren't there? They're the kinds that say, hey, just pay us £250 or €300 a month, and we will get you all these rankings and it will be great and everybody will have a great user experience. And you've got to know that for 300 quid or €300, 250 quid a month, there is no way you're going to get in a competitive niche anything done. I've had friends taken in on it. I just did a meeting today with an agency that had been paying a company £300 per month for content creation. Now they're in PR for content creation to boost their Google rankings. And they did get more traffic on the wrong keywords. They got 0 leads. And this is the problem: is they're pulling the wool over people's eyes. They are absolutely defrauding them.
We can even put one more. Let's say if you pay in the thousands per year, like 4 numbers. Of course, depending on the target, right? If it's bed and breakfast in buttfuck Arizona, yeah, you just pay one time $300 and it will work. But if we start to get into decent competition, 4 numbers per year will drag you from report to report, and they are very good at showing you that there is progress. They are very good at explaining to you that it takes a long time. It takes 1 year to step. So I've never ever I don't have like 75 years of experience like you in SEO, but still I know a little bit. And I've never seen one of these. I haven't seen them all, but I haven't seen one that got real results, meaning like becoming number one and staying number one. It just does not happen.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And I know somebody who was actually doing it in the hotel vertical, and they thought that they were really smart. They thought that they knew what they were doing with SEO. They were taking SEMrush and just using that for keyword research, and then they just stuffed the pages full of keywords for like luxury hotels. And then of course people would come in and they would need to change the copy because no one wants to read that. And then they would say, oh, well, we did what we could, but you changed our copy. So of course you're not ranking top. Well, you couldn't, it was unreadable in its previous format. So yeah, it really annoyed me. And then when they tried to get some advice off of me, I wouldn't give it to them because I was like, you're supposed to know how to do your job, do your job. And eventually, thankfully, they left after a year and a half. But still, it felt like almost like an MLM scheme must feel when you realize you're part of one, you know, like you really enjoy Tupperware. So you decide to sell Tupperware and then you realize it's just a giant MLM scheme type experience. And it was really shitty. And this person was just selling shit.
That's funny. SEO scheme.
It would work.
The scheme that, okay, something that I would advise for PPC, but not for SEO, is this whole like performance thing. Meaning, if I increase your ranking, I make money, and if I don't increase your ranking, I don't. The problem is read the contract very carefully, like every single line, because it's a trap. You can't get out of it.
Yeah.
Be very careful. Well, for PPC,
especially if it's in perpetuity, and if you have a penalty clause, if you remove the page.
Yeah, exactly. You can't touch anything. You can't. So you're trapped. Well, in PPC, I've seen great success with some agencies saying, "Okay, you make that much. If we make 30% more, we split the difference."
Exactly.
And that works for PPC, but SEO don't do that type of
no. And the penalty clauses can be quite severe. So you could end up paying $25,000 pounds, euros as a penalty clause if you remove pages or if you don't do the optimization fast enough for what the SEO agency asks for, or if you get involved in changing anything, you add a page, you change anything about the website, those penalty clauses can kick in. So you must be, if you're paying on performance, be so careful because so many people are out there to just take money in an as easy a way as possible.
No, don't be careful. Just don't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do
it. It really, if you're a small business and you cannot afford £300 a month, or if that's like a topping up your budget, like you're like, oh, it's really, don't hire an SEO. Take time for yourself, go to some conferences, take time, skill up, or get your employees to skill up and do it. I'm working with a client right now. None of their devs seem to know anything about SEO at all. And this is a problem. So, we're now giving them time to learn. We're making time, and you might need to do that. We're making time because devs are difficult to hire, but make time, give yourself time and learn freaking SEO. Learn enough that you can hire an agency then after a while that will make you money. Because if you spend £300 a month and you get 0 leads after 18 months, you've wasted that much money.
And time.
That's a huge amount of money for a small business.
And time, because it's that much time that you delayed to get results.
Yeah.
So how to pick the right SEO? Word of mouth. Well, it might be funny to say that, but I think the worst place to find a good SEO is Google.
Yeah.
Don't look on Google for good SEOs. don't also take for granted that certain continents, for example, oh, everything coming out of India is crap. Nah, not
No,
it doesn't work that way. Yes, there is a
no,
lot of it, but there's a lot of very talented people out there.
absolutely.
And there's a lot of crap in France, England, or or Canada, or
There's
wherever.
crap everywhere. And just because India has a big population, it's going to have a higher
Yeah.
absolute number of people associated with crap. But there are some people that really know their stuff. I'm hiring for 4 positions right now, 4 of the same level of person because the websites are many and numerous and need help. So all of the applications that I have coming in from India have answered my questions correctly. And my questions
Well,
were
it was tricky.
tricky
It was
to
tricky.
trick to trip people up because I'm looking for your reasoning. I know what the correct answer is. And if you give me the correct answer, great. That's a bonus. But I want to see your reasoning behind what you've chosen. And
Mm.
the people that got them right were the ones that were applying from India. The ones who got it wrong consistently were the ones applying from the EU or UK. We're opening it up to other parts of the world. It's managed out of the West Coast, so obviously India is not an optimal location. But it's crazy. People in the UK, like how are entities related to schema, and they start talking to me about how schema will impact on the SERPs. Wrong answer, because you haven't remembered that you're supposed to be talking about entities, kiddo. So like, if that's shit is coming out of Europe and the UK, and you cannot read in order to answer the questions to get a job, and we're paying above market rate, kids. So you should be applying, I should say. However, anyway, not to plug, I won't even say who it is, but we're paying above market rates and we're getting people from India who are suitable, but we can't hire them because of the time distance, the time lag. You know, we're willing to go to CET, but beyond CET, the managers in West Coast, they're in Oregon. So there's no way you can hire someone in India unless you force them to live an unsociable life.
It's the same advice for anything. Hire a consultant. I'm a consultant. She's a consultant. We can explain. We won't make you into like a keynote speaker, okay? But we'll give you what the levers. We'll explain to you the levers to pull. Action, reaction. You do this, you get results. It works. It's not sexy. It's pretty basic sometimes, but it works. It brings results. And once you know, it's a whole different language, a whole different relationship with the agency or the freelancer. Doesn't matter, because you know how it works. It's not rocket science. Educate yourself. 1, 2, pay to see, then see to pay. Meaning, give a little money, enough to. I mean, again, it depends what keywords, what the context matters here. But you can say, hey, I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a budget on specific keywords to see if you can do the job, and if it works, I'll put in more money.
Yep.
Because getting locked into those big contracts, and you will lose in front of a judge, and you will end up paying a lot more than what you didn't make or lost anyway. So it's an industry that is not regulated. Anybody can claim to be an SEO. When we started, I don't know how I went in England, but in France, there were 3 SEO consultants, because everybody else pretended to be an agency. You were a freelance, but you call yourself an agency. And so that's why I'm like, I was one of the first SEO consultant in France, just because I didn't say I was. I had nothing against. I think it's cool actually to as a facade to say you're an agency.
Yeah.
When you're a freelancer, it's very smart. But
Yeah, absolutely.
there were three assholes who went the other way. But now we are like, yeah, we were the first. Well, we weren't the first. We were just the first to say we are consultants. When you see someone coughing, you're like, do you have COVID?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you have COVID? Oh my God, no. I have asthma. I've reordered my inhalers because I ran out and I didn't realize I was running low. So I've reordered my inhalers. But yeah, I sadly or happily, I don't have COVID. Unhappily, I do have asthma, and that is for the rest of my life. But it has been for a lot of my life. So the running out of my inhaler took me by surprise.
Well, the inhaler, we used it before entering the rugby field because to open your lungs. So that was part of the doping I did to be ready to be ready to so when you don't have asthma and you shit yourself, it's pretty cool. It works very well if you need to go into a high intensity effort. Anyway, I don't know how we got sidetracked with asthma.
Because I was coughing.
Coffee. Okay.
We were ranting about people who are ripping other people off, and then I coughed.
Yes. The ripping off is annoying me because it's been 20 years, nothing is changing, and I get these people who had a couple of agencies, a couple of freelancers, and then finally they want to learn how it works and they come to me. Most of my clients are people who got deceived by this type of SEOs who drag you from, and with a lot of talent. Either the contract is bulletproof and you are fucked, or the way they can drag you from months to months to months, from year to year, and drag you on, and you're like, I don't make any money. But
exactly what happened to this other company that I'm helping out now is, they kept being told, oh yeah, don't worry, we're building this content. You can see the content going live. So they know that they were building the content, and they said, oh no, it's working. You're ranking better, but they were ranking better on the wrong keywords. So they were getting 0 leads. So they could see that the traffic had gone up. They could see that the content had been added to the site, but what they weren't seeing were the leads. And that is the disconnect between what the agency sold them and what they needed.
The disconnect, that's the word. If it's important enough for you, you need to learn a little bit. It's like anything, you don't need to become an accountant, but you need. I live offshore, so I don't give a shit to you. But you need to know a little bit about the accounting, okay? I don't know everything about how a computer works, but I'm able to fix a computer, okay? Everything is like that. If it's serious enough for you, if it's important enough for you, especially if you understand that SEO is the best pipeline, like acquisition channel out of everything since the beginning of times. When Judith started in 1902 and until
it's getting later
until the end of the zombie apocalypse, SEO will be the best for one single reason: user intent. That's it. Search in general. Let's include paid search also in the mix, but organic search has a certain advantage of it. But let's not get too picky. Search in general will win always. If you don't, and I see people getting into SEO now as a last resort, last hope, because everything else becomes complicated because of the situation, and they're like, okay, let's do everything on SEO. Let's not pay PPC anymore. Well, don't treat it as an add-on after the facts. Do it for real before you build a website. Integrate your strategy. It's just common sense. It's too important. It's so powerful. There is nothing more powerful than SEO when it comes to digital marketing on all levels. But you need to be a little bit crazy, because when you buy PPC, you buy real estate. You buy a keyword, a ranking for a certain number of time, a certain amount of time. Well, SEO, you just pay to try to prove that you are relevant.
Yeah, in a sense you do.
A little bit different game. So the mindset needs to be a little bit different. But it's no secret. What does Google want? We crack the code. It's no, again, how and what to feed the beast. As it's not sexy. It's no secret. It's just certain amount of work depending on your goals.
Yep.
But what's the quote? Put your action where your
mouth is.
Put your action where your mouth is. Yes, that's what it's all about. I have a course, and I have students who come out of the course just realizing that they are dreamers. They will never, ever, ever. They need to change the whole project, the entire business plan, because there's no way. I can guarantee failure. I can't guarantee success, but I can guarantee failure for sure. And those last word. What else can we say about this type of people?
It's really tempting because it's affordable for some people, and it's sold in. So be careful. Just be careful about people sort of selling things in that seem unrealistic, or seem that it would be difficult for you to achieve without this magic help of this agency. If you can hire in-house anyone you need, but if you don't skill up a little bit, you're going to hire the wrong people. And another one of the companies I'm working with right now, one of the things I've done for them is that I've brought on board the right people. They're no longer wasting PPC budget. They're no longer wasting content budget. They're no longer wasting money. And this is a hugely important thing. They were wasting actual cash money on Google through unoptimized PPC accounts. So you really need to be careful and just really focus on what does success look like? Just what does success look like? Focus on that.
Set up the goal. I work in reverse. I go from the goal and re-engineer all the steps until our current state where we are today, and then go back the other way around. So you have the right means in front of the right goals. But like you said, if I sell you a pill to lose 150 pounds in 2 days, it doesn't. Okay, it's it's bad copywriting. So be careful. Just use common sense. Educate yourself, because it's not. It seems cheap at first, and you're like, well, give it a try. But don't forget that you're wasting time and money, because while you are spending that supposedly not so much money into something that won't work, you are not doing something that will work. So it's a lose-lose situation all the way to we won't be able to put them out of business. They will always be there.
Absolutely. It's the same in any profession. There are cheats in accountants, there are cheats in lawyers, and there are cheats in SEO, and that is just the reality of life. But what we can do is just, make sure that ask a friend. You get a pitch in, ask a friend. You get somebody coming to you and saying, I can make you all this money, ask a friend. They might know an SEO, or they might go to a web search engine, Google, Bing, Yandex, Baidu, whatever, and do a search and say, oh, you know what? I searched for their name plus scam. And it just might be something that you didn't think of. And then you find that this company has been listed on the internet several times for scamming. Sometimes it's as simple as just asking somebody else who will think a little bit differently from you, even if they don't have even if they don't have the skills, they will think differently and they will do something you wouldn't have done, and that will save you money.
See, I'm getting so pissed off that I'm getting a hiccup.
Oh.
No, I don't know.
It's so passionate about that you love it.
Getting pissed off can get you hiccups.
And don't let people fob you off with report after report after report. I used to teach a course all the time back in the days before the pandemic. And somebody came to the course and said, I've been doing this SEO agency. Is it normal not to get a report? And I said, not really. How much are you paying per month? Because I was thinking like it would be £300 a month. And I'd be like, you know what? Ask for a report maybe once every 6 months, because you want them working on your site, not on a report. It was £18,000 that they were paying per quarter to an SEO agency for SEO work. They were also paying an additional £8,000 for the maintenance and upkeep of the website.
I got better. 400,000 euros to build a website to send e-cards. Like virtual cards.
Yeah.
400,000 to build a website, maintain the website. Along the say, 10 grand per month for hosting and shit like that. Crazy.
Wow, that is impressive. I'll never look at a Sharon Lawson e-card the same way again.
It was lesson learned. Then it's a big company. I got to explain how they deal with this kind of loss. In fact, yes, if in the final results at the end of the year with the accountant you put that big of a loss, you're gonna get yelled at by your investors. But spread out over 5 years, and that's fine. They all do it at different levels, but they spread out the loss, and it's fine. But it's still a very expensive website and SEO for almost half a million euros. To end up, because we need to close, I will go left field, meaning be also very careful when someone comes to you saying, the guy I hired before you, the SEO was shit, everything he did was wrong, blah, blah. There are two sides of a story. So I never, ever criticize your competition, and be careful of when a prospect or client tells you stories about the work done before. You don't have the context. You don't have all the information.
You don't know what the client said to the agency, and you don't know how much the agency was paid for that work.
What they were supposed to do, what the client was supposed to do. You just that's a big trap. If you fall into it, you will lose 100%. Yeah, because you're starting to badmouth someone who maybe didn't deserve it, and will come back. It's a small world.
Yep, absolutely.
Educate yourself. Come on, it's not rocket science. It's SEO. Yeah. It's not voodoo. It's not witchcraft. It's just SEO. Not hard. Okay.
Yeah, Honestly, it may seem overwhelming at first because it's
Yeah.
to do with technology, but it's honestly not that hard.
Because people go on stage and they want to look very smart, so they pull out some
Like
formulas or
indexing.
or some algorithms or whatever they. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's all about links. You got two levels to pull. Okay, technical, you got to make a good website. That's doing your job. Then
Yep.
you have one level, which is the page itself, which holds some power, but it's limited because once it's optimized, you can't over optimize it. And then links, internal links and backlinks. Period. That's it.
Yeah.
That's basic SEO.
Yeah.
Then there's all the rest.
Well, there's the finesse, as I say, but it is fundamentally about those pillars, and those are the main things that you should be paying attention to. Everything else is just icing on the cake, but if you haven't baked the cake, all you have is a blob of icing.
Yeah, that's true. Don't do it backwards, or the tree that hiding the forest. You know, you can't. Structured data. Yes, of course. Web core virals. Yeah, sure, of course. But that's results. Results means are you number one or not? It's binary.
Yeah.
The explanations about why you are not number one, it's pointless, especially after you spend months or years on that keyword. No. You need to focus on results and hire people who deliver results.
Yep.
Client satisfaction versus delivering results. I'm sorry that they will never disappear, but
it's just the way it is. Think about it in terms of prostitution. If you pay the prostitute,
oh my God, I was gonna close that one, but now you're reopening. First of all, you have an appointment. It's been 30 minutes, but we are getting into the G-Spot SEO. Okay.
If you pay a prostitute and you don't orgasm at the end of it, and that was your goal, was to orgasm, then how satisfied are you? You're not, right? Because the prostitute hasn't fulfilled what you perceive to be the contract. Did you communicate that to the prostitute? Yes or no? If no, then it's your fault, dude, or lady. If you did communicate it, then the prostitute failed. So you either failed to communicate what your needs were, or the deliverer failed to execute and deliver what they said that they would. And it's in any industry, right? Just think about it in that sense. Or a pizza delivery. Put it down to the simplest basic association.
I like the prostitution analogy better. It was
If you tell the prostitute you want to have an orgasm and you aren't delivered an orgasm, then that's a mismatch, a miscommunication, or a mismatch, and they failed and they don't deserve to get paid. But if you didn't communicate that,
exactly, if you're too wasted, if you snorted too much cocaine, or if I don't know what you did that makes you unable to perform, then that's not the whole story. Okay,
then it's not your fault. Well, it is. It's your fault for not communicating.
Yeah.
So think about it that way, and it's really, really easy.
We got to go deeper into that G-Spot SEO series. My dear Judith, time to go. Once again, it was a pleasure. You are now locked into the myth busting. But we need to get into G-Spot. We need to talk about this. Okay, time to go. So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you Judith for giving us all those no bullshit tips. And that's what I like about her, because she's telling you like it is without the icing. Raw. Okay.
Yes. I have no need to prove myself anymore. I can just tell you the truth.
Yeah. And she's not afraid of anybody. Okay. Thank you. until next time, next time, you know what? Oh, we are talking next time about, is Google broken? 2020 has been a roller coaster from Google search side. 2021 seems like it's a never-ending update. What's going on?
Exactly.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you.